Hello and welcome to Let's Play Stardew Valley, episode 102. Here in the morning of year 2, winter the 7th. Hopping out of bed, grabbing some hot pepper wine. Probably the first time I've ever made that in the game. Water the cactus, checking the TV. Greetings, it is I, the Queen of Sauce. This week's dish, poppy seed muffin. Poppies make wonderful ornamental flowers, but why not make full use of the plant with these delightful muffins? I'm a huge fan of poppy seeds. They're subtle, but they add a nice flavor and a great texture to bready desserts. And they're healthy. And they're full of opium. I learned how to cook poppy seed muffins. So for that I need a poppy, a wheat flour, and a sugar. It has a soothing effect. I wonder why that would be. Alright, stepping outside. I'm gonna sell these pepper wines. Got a letter? Dear Ryan, tomorrow we're all gathering in front of Marnie's house for the Festival of Ice. It's a celebration of winter. There will be snowmen, ice sculptures, and an ice fishing competition. Arrive between 9 and 2 if you'd like to participate. Mayor Lewis. Alright, so today's my final day to gather enough trash to meet this mega project for Linus. I'm pretty pessimistic that I will actually get enough trash. Currently I have 3, 9, 11, 13 pieces of trash out of 20. Over here by the greenhouse, Robin is constructing my fishing pond. Step on in the greenhouse here. Got a bunch of grape jelly. Some grapes, we'll go ahead and pick those. Also some cranberries. And our usual complement of hops. Now I actually have inventory space for the hops. There's also eggplant, hot peppers, and green beans in here, but I don't have inventory space to pick them just yet. Go ahead and head on over to the barn. Stash my hops. Pet the animals. I grabbed 6 IPAs. So I'll go ahead and throw in 6 more hops. Go ahead and get some mammal juice from LaBeef and Lasers. Napoleon the pig is completely useless in the winter because pigs do not dig truffles in the winter. Over in the old coop, I'm going to make sure everybody gets petted. Put some eggs in the machines. Head on over to the money shed and check it out. Oh yeah, that's a bunch of jelly and pickles. Pickled amaranth, and I think the rest of these are just blueberry jelly. So that's 40 blueberry jelly, 9 pickled amaranth. I'll go ahead and fill up these jars with the cranberries that I just picked. And we'll toss in some, why don't we do green beans? We'll do some GBPs, you know, green bean pickles. Alright. Looks like everything is jarred up. Over on Tree Isle, there are 5 trees ready for the chop. Take care of that in a second. I'm going to sell my 9 pickled amaranth, my 40 pickled blueberry, my 8 pickled grape jelly, the mayonnaises, and most of the pale ales. Let's go ahead and chop these trees real quick. It only takes 3 swings per tree, thanks to my iridium pickaxe. Speaking of iridium, I have enough iridium bars to finish the iridium anchor on Willie's boat. So I believe I'll be going over there today and finishing that part of the repair Willie's boat quest. Doing a little inventory organizing here. Got an artifact trove that I need to have Clint open up for me. Go and open some geodes today too, why not? And I'll grab 5 iridium bars, and let's head on into town. We're over at Clint's. What is my reputation with Clint? 8 hearts. Go ahead and give him a beer. Here you go, buddy. Now it's 9 hearts. Alright, I'm going to open the artifact trove first. Inside of it is, I think, a dried starfish. Yep. Opening up the geodes here. I've gotten some basic rocks. I'll go over them in a sec. Opening the frozen geodes. Alright, so let's see what I got. I got several instances of clay and rock, which I did not want to keep. But my haul also included a piece of granite, 2 pieces of pyrite, which I have not seen yet. I need to donate that to the museum. A dried starfish, a piece of limestone, piece of jagoite, 2 pieces of malachite, piece of slate. So the pyrite is a new thing that I can donate to the museum, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'm like running out of space for minerals here. Okay, I got a reward for donating the pyrite. My reward is 5 farm warp totems. That's actually a really good gift. Sweet. And now looking at my collections, I have the majority of the minerals. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the minerals. So I mean, it's definitely feasible that I'll get all the minerals on this playthrough. Alright, so I'm headed to Willie's now. I'm going to donate that 5 iridium bars to the anchor of Willie's boat. Talking to him behind the counter, he says, "Hey, it's my skipper, Ryan." Alright, back here at Willie's boat. I go up to the anchor. The option says, donate 5 iridium bars to repair the anchor. Yes. Okay. Didn't trigger any kind of cutscene or anything, but now the iridium anchor is repaired. Over here in the crab pots, I got the lobster. Don't I need a lobster for one of the quests? I do. Gus. Gus wants a lobster. We'll go ahead and oblige him. Heading on to the star drop. Here you go, Gus. Something smells like fresh lobster. Oh, that's good. Take care, friend. I got 800 gold for that. And now my reputation with Gus is 8 out of 10. Not sure what it was before. Over here is Sam, looking like a total dweeb with his beanie. Wouldn't it be cool if the town had a skate park, though? Now, how to convince Mayor Lewis. Here you go. Have a beer, I guess. Alright, so I have completely failed to gather 20 pieces of trash. I think the next time I try this, I'm just going to build a ton of crab pots. Like double the amount of crab pots that I have now. But it's not possible for me to get 7 more pieces of trash before the end of today. So I'm just going to take the trash and start turning it into stuff in the recycling machine, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and sell the minerals and things that I got. I also got some copper ore and iron ore. Go ahead and turn those into bars. Back in the greenhouse, I'm just going to pick my eggplants, my hot peps, and my green beans. I'll go ahead and sell the gold and silver peppers and keep everything else. Got a piece of refined quartz from the recycling machine. If you put broken glasses into the recycling machine, you get refined quartz. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make 2 kegs. I am slowly but surely filling that big shed full of kegs and jars. Pretty close to finishing this process. And after I finish, there is not going to be very much need for wood and coal anymore. I'll still need coal for smelting ore, but the wood is not going to be needed as much. Just plop down the 2 kegs and I put pumpkins inside. And back in the money shed, I'm just going to stash my green beans and my eggplants. I'll go ahead and stash the pomegranates too. Free up some inventory space. While I'm thinking about it, before I forget, I'm going to just make some tree fertilizer. We'll do 10 units of it. Now, what to do for the rest of the day? Little crop spot here. Powder melon seeds. Alright, I'm going to go to the Adventurers Guild and see what monster goals are left. So I have 5 more Void Spirits. Only a handful more slimes. 34 more slimes out of 1,000. Still need Dust Sprites. Mummies, Pepperex, and Serpents are in the other cave. So slimes, Void Spirits, and Dust Sprites. Suppose we could try working on those for the rest of the time today. So for Void Spirits, we're going to want to be in, I think, level like 60 and lower. There's a Void Spirit right there. You just drop some Solar Essence. Level 62. Level 63, and it's a special level that looks like the Golden Scythe Cave. One of the one of the floating skull things dropped a dark sword, which is a drop that I'm pretty sure I've gotten before, but it's a pretty good sword, level 9 sword. My lava katana is level 10, so it's, you know, slightly worse than my lava katana. It has a slow swing speed, but a high crit chance, a high knockback weight, and it's vampiric. Vampiric meaning that it it gives you back life force when you take it away from an enemy. Sort of an absorb health effect. But I'm just gonna stick with the lava katana. On level 64, and I'm trying to find a way down. There it is. Level 65. Level 66, and that's almost midnight. Bunch of dust sprites. Alright, I think that's a good stopping point. We're gonna head on home. Tomorrow is the Festival of Ice. Brew up some iron bars. Stash my powder melon seeds. Stash the dark sword. Now I have 2 of them. And we'll stash the hot peppers in the fridge. corn in the oil maker. Off to bed. Not a whole lot of money today. 20,000. It's decent. Big sellers were the pickled amaranth, 4,400 for 9 of them. Blueberry jelly, 8,400 for 40 of them. Grape jelly, 2,300 for 8 of them. And 8 pale ales, which sold for about 3,400. And I got about 600 for those various minerals that I got from the geodes. Waking up in the morning of year 2, winter the 8th. Hop out of bed, harvest the cactus, water the cactus. I'll throw the cactus in my personal keg. Check the TV, living off the land. Now listen up. If you have adult barn animals and space left in your barn, there's always a chance one of your animals could give birth. Something to keep in mind. Alright, I'm going to take a screenshot before I forget, since it is Monday. And it looks like my winter seeds have fully matured, which is pretty cool. I always love to see the winter seeds, the winter seed crops. Alright, so I have to be a little bit strategic with what I do with these crops. I need a certain amount of the crops to make more winter seeds with. But on the other hand, I'd like to turn some of this stuff into pickles and jelly for sweet, sweet money. The crystal fruits in particular are good for that. So for the time being, I'm just going to stash everything in my nature/foraging chest. And we'll come back and decide how many additional seeds to make and what to turn into pickles and jelly. Alright, so the area I just harvested is 4, 8, 12 sprinklers worth, which is 96. I think that's how math works. Can't do math in my head. But I'm going to want approximately 100 winter seeds. So I can just replant what I just picked. And the rest of it can get turned into delicious pickles and jelly. So let's figure it out. Alright, crystal fruits. I have 25 crystal fruits. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 crocuses, or croci, about 30 winter roots, and somewhere around 28, I guess, snow yams. So I have enough to make 100 seeds easily. So let's go ahead and just pick out enough stuff to make 100 seeds with. We'll make our 100 seeds, plant them. And I have 4 to spare, so that does mean there were 96. And then the rest of this winter stuff, I'm going to turn it into pickles and jelly. I can't turn the Croesus into pickles or jelly, so I'm just going to, I don't know, sell the Croesus, I guess. Alright, Festival of Ice just begun at 9, so I'm going to have to quickly and efficiently get my farm chores done, pet the animals. Okay. Grab my IPAs here. We'll go ahead and do, why don't we do beer this time? And then the coop animals, I'm just going to pet them. Not going to bother with putting eggs in the machines. Everybody's petted. Good to go. Head over to the money shed. I've got a single solitary pumpkin juice. Let's try making crystal fruit wine. I think crystal fruit wine is pretty lucrative. Sell the pumpkin juice, sell the duck mayo, sell the regular mayo, sell a bunch of the IPAs. And keep the crayfish, I guess. Check out the greenhouse real quick. And then it's going to be time for the Festival of Ice. Ooh, looky here. We got ancient fruit. Six in the front row, and then 8 in this ring. For a total of 14 ancient fruit. I'll go ahead and plop them in their respective kegs. And we'll just store the rest of them. Also got hops, of course. And coffee beans. Alright. And we're wasting time. Now I actually need to get to the ranch. I do have enough time to stop off and just stash this brewing stuff, though, so let me do that. Stash the beans and the hops. Alright. Before I go to the Festival of Ice, I'm going to go on pause. Stand by. And I'm back. Welcome to the Festival of Ice. Similar to last year, there's a field of ice sculptures. This one looks like a pear with sunglasses. Robin and Demetrius are working on an ice castle, and Leah He's working on an ice mermaid. An ice maid. Let's talk to Leah. Leah says, you have to temper ice before cutting it, otherwise you can't shape it. Talking to Robin, she says, ice sculpting. Oh, English. Ice sculpting is a rewarding challenge for me. It's a distinct material that I'm not used to. Demetrius says, water ice. A most profound substance indeed. Necessary for life, it makes a fitting material for statuary, meant to represent the living form. There's also some snowmen getting made, some igloos. Penny is standing by herself next to an igloo. She says, I'm too nervous to walk on the frozen lake. I read a book once where a girl fell through the ice. She was okay, but I've been cautious about it ever since. That's pretty smart. Over to the left here, we have Marlin the Adventurer with his own igloo. He says, this time of year isn't so bad. No bugs during winter. Think you can beat Willie this year? He's a tough competitor. Sebastian is just in the woods, being emo. He says, you ever notice how quiet it is in the snow? The traveling merchant is here with her pig. We've got Rare Crow. I can't remember if I have this Rare Crow or not. It looks like a snowman. Just go ahead and buy it. We have a Tree of the Winter Star. Some wallpaper. Some like wall hanging stuff. Cranberry sauce. Stuffing and pumpkin soup. Marnie says, aw, that piggy looks adorable, all bundled up. Cute. Over by the snowmen, we'll talk to Alex first. He says, think anyone would mind if I took a dip in the frozen lake after the festival? I've heard ice baths are good for the muscles. Granny Evelyn says, you never know. This could be the last time I ever make a snowman with Alex. Man, that's a morbid thought right there. Life is short, dear. Make sure to treasure every moment. Sam, with his ridiculous beanie, says, hey, why you laughing? He's not even done yet. Vincent says, my big brother is helping me build a snowman. Sam says, you just wait. Once we're finished, he'll be one fine snowman. It's very wholesome. Haley says, I'm glad I wore earmuffs. It's freezing out here. I brought my camera this year. It's perfect lighting for a winter photo shoot. Emily says, a snowman has to look the part. Isn't a top hat and scarf stylish? You got Harvey and Maru next to a derpy-looking snowman. Maru says, the key to making a well-crafted snowman begins with ensuring a level foundation, and avoiding excessive weight on the upper section. Harvey says, I shouldn't have waxed my mustache this morning. It's frozen solid. Oh dear. Well, if you need an ice pick, you know where to find me. Forever Alone Clint is just kind of standing. He says, these lumps of snow won't form into balls. I think I'm better working in the heat than in the cold. Elliot says, look here, it's my secret weapon. A flask of fine spirits to wet my lips a moment before the whistle sounds. Looks like Caroline, Pierre, Jody, and Kent are all standing around in a circle here. Caroline says, hi Ryan, are you finding any time to relax from your farming duties this winter? Pierre says, Our family has matching Winter Star sweaters. Now, if only Abigail would wear hers. Jody says, gatherings like this are a good way to build community with our neighbors. It's nice how cold weather seems to bring people together. Kent says, you ready for the contest? We all think you're gonna win. Over here we have Shane the Bag, who says, winter can be really hard on the animals. Did you install heaters in your coops and barns? No, I have not installed heaters, and in fact, that was something I was going to talk about at one point, but a heater is an appliance that you put in your coop or barn that raises the happiness of the animals during the winter. The more you know. Pam says, I lost last year because I chose a bad spot. I have a good feeling things will be different this time around. My three choices are, I don't think the location matters. Number 2 is, I'll beat you anyway. Number 3 is, well, good luck. Same to you, kid. Alright, we got Willie over here. Let me load in my pirate voice real quick. Aye, the whole town will be watching our little tournament today. Let's give them all a good show. Abigail says, have you ever thrown a bunch of pebbles on a frozen lake? It makes a very nice sound. Don't tell my dad, but I'm wearing the Winter Star sweater under this coat. Wow. Jazz, the tiny child, looking kind of befuddled here, says, don't the fish get cold under there? Fish are cold-blooded, so I don't think they get cold, really. I don't think they have any concept of cold. Alright. Grandpa George says, when you get old and bald like me, you need a good warm hat. Gus says, I've been spending too much time holed up inside watching grid ball. It's good to get outside in the crisp winter air. Linus is by his own igloo. He says, ah, the forest has entered her long slumber for the winter. Alright, I think we've done most of the talking here. Go ahead and talk to Mayor Lewis here. Hello, Ryan. It's that time of the year again for the Ice Fishing Festival. Speak with me when you're ready to start the competition. I am now ready. Alright everyone, let's begin this year's ice fishing competition. Contestants, with the provided fishing rods, you must catch as many fish as you can from these holes in the ice. Are you all ready? Begin. Okay, I'm not off to a fantastic start. Caught a pike. Missed my cast. Okay, wow. This is very darty, whatever it is. Not sure if you get points for, like, better fish that you catch. That would make sense if that was the case. That was a lingcod, I think. Something nice and easy. Look like a red mullet. I just noticed that Haley is taking pictures with her camera. How cute. Fish number 4 is another red mullet. I think last year I got 6 fish. Another pike. Probably not going to have time to catch a 6th fish. No, sir. I don't know. I don't know if I won this time. Impressive. That's a lot of caught fish. Gag. I will never get used to that stench. Now for the winner of this year's ice fishing competition. Ryan with 5 big slimy fish. I won again. Here's your prize. Enjoy. I got a prize ticket. Well, that's it for this year's Festival of Ice. Thanks for coming, everyone. Now let's release these poor fish. Oh, that was fun, I guess. Heading home, and it is 10 p.m. I forgot to check my mail today. Here's the letter from the Stardew Valley Agricultural Fund with 500 gold. I'll grab my iron bars. I'll sell my 7 ancient fruit wines. Figure out if I got the snowman rare crow last time. I kind of don't think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. No, I don't think I did. Put him over here. Bunch of mahogany seeds. Plant one on tree isle. Stash the mahogany seeds. I'm gonna sell the cactus fruit jelly and the strawberry jelly. Grab my oil, put it in the fridge. Put the crayfish in the fridge as well. Stash my prize ticket. I now have 6 of them. Stash the scarecrow. I think we're ready for bed. Got a pretty good haul today. 28,619. The big sellers were the 17 pale ales for 7,000 and the 7 ancient fruit wines for about 16,000. Also got 1,400 from selling a bunch of crocuses. And we're going to wake up on the morning of year 2, winter the 9th. I've got 1.8 million in the bank with a total earnings of 2.4 million. That's going to wrap it up. Peace. Stay tuned for the shot.